welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and today I put together a bracelet that it was a bit challenging, not gonna lie. I think I actually made 2 mistakes in doing it, and I lost a portion of the recording. I thought I hit the button, and I don't know how long I was working before I looked up and saw that it wasn't recording. So I can't tell you exactly how long it actually took to make this, so I apologize in advance for that one. This is, by the way, pattern 15103 on friendshipbracelets.net. Doubled in a unique-ish kind of way, so kind of fun, a little bit silly. A lot of zigzag. At some point, I kind of changed some of the directional stuff I was doing to make it so that way the outer knots were coming in more as opposed to just going in or out. I kind of noticed that was looking kind of rough. But yeah, one of those patterns where you don't have to concern yourself with the center. It just keeps going. The only thing I did have to concern myself with was figuring out the number of segments that I was making. So there's like 9 of this doubled up thing on the side. Yeah, so that was something. I made this, by the way, while streaming to the YouTube members. So if that's something that interests you, you should come check them out. Do a bunch of that kind of stuff. Nobody was bugging me or saying anything today. So I ended up watching a bunch of videos while I made this. So there's that. But I have to admit that kind of makes some of the work a little bit more enjoyable-ish. Like, I get to do more than one thing at once, which is good. Kind of helps my ADHD brain get all the stimuli it needs to keep motivated. But there's an awful lot of looking at the pattern, so I couldn't distract myself with like a good movie or something, because at the end of the day I wouldn't have seen much of it. So I just caught up on some YouTube stuff and saw what kind of drama is going on in the world. That was cool. Yeah, a lot of zigzag, a lot of just going back and forth, a lot of trying. I really did try to find ways to sort of segment knot this into some kind of easier form. I don't think I ever actually got a really good handle on that. I did manage, though, to make it so that way a lot of the areas where it's, doing a bit here, doing a bit there, whatever I had to do, trying to get it into a way that made it systematical so I could progress in a way that I made sure that I wasn't making mistakes. So that was kind of cool. Because yeah, the mistakes are kind of early on, I think. But yeah, it's a cute bracelet. I like the colors. It's just enough to really show off the pattern without being like, too over the top one way or the other. Again, you really only just need 2 colors to contrast. No big deal there. Yeah, I sped this up like 5 times the normal speed, because I kind of knew there wasn't going to be a whole lot to really talk about other than the fact that it is a lot of zigzags. It's not beginner friendly. Oh, the inner greens get used a whole bunch. So if it wasn't for the fact that I cut my string into thirds, I might have had a problem there. So that's something. It's actually useful. It just doesn't exchange. It doesn't go outside of its own little boundaries. And as a result, it makes it so that way that one string just gets used so much more. Still, it's a fun pattern. It's, don't get me, I know I may not sound too overly enthusiastic. I've just had some really great patterns, so this one is like, it's pretty cool. It's nice, but it's not it's not like a top 10 bracelet for me or anything kind of crazy. It's just it's an all right bracelet with a kind of an interesting design. Good possibility you might like it. You could even, I would imagine, the way that there's 2 dots in the center and the way that that comes from either side, I bet you could make this more interesting by making it 3 colors, right? One color is where the light green is, right? So that kind of stays the same through the whole thing. And then the other 2 colors are what's on the right-hand side, those dark bits, and what's on the left side is a different color. And then for the knot, right down the middle, just make those alternate. And yeah, you'd probably end up with something pretty interesting there. That would be kind of fun. Not too difficult either to change that up. So yeah, if you're interested in that, you want the pattern, you want me to make it, let me know in the comments. Honestly, I don't think it would take me too terribly long to actually put it together if that was something you guys were interested in. And, might be something fun. I don't know. We'll see. What else can I tell you? Kinda, that's about it. Right? Not sure how far down I actually am already. It's hard to count with the clip in the way. I like these clips because they clip harder than the ones you can easily see through. But what it is. All right. Let me thank my Patreon supporters as well as my YouTube members for making all of this possible. I was just figuring it out the other day that I'm going through almost 45 to 50 skeins of floss each month. And that's not including the bags and some of the other odd stuff that I throw together. So, yeah, it all has to come from somewhere. And right now it's coming from people like you who thought that this channel is worth saving, and they chip in a bit. I think the membership thing for YouTube is like $4, $3.99, something like that in the US. So yeah, I mean, if that's something you want to do, try to help out the channel, that would be awesome. A lot of big ambitious goals over here, things that I want to put together to help make the magic just more magical. Of that. So, yeah, if you guys want to help out, that would be for real. So, yeah, I wish I could tell you like definitively, like this is the way to make the knots to go to stay in it. I really kind of just played with going how to stay in where I knew I was right where I was supposed to be, or doing the right kind of knots, and trying to, see if I like leaving it off in a way that made it easier. It was, I guess I'm saying is this one was a bit of a challenge, but like I've done way harder. I've worked on things that were way harder than this. So I don't want to discourage you, by making you think that it's going to be so difficult you can't do it. You could. You'll just need to take your time and make sure you're not making a bunch of mistakes. It'll work out just fine. Oh, I did make the pattern with the same color, well, similar colors, because I knew this is what I kind of wanted to do. I don't always do that, but I thought maybe in this instance it would maybe help things along. So yeah, that was great. Yeah, a little trick in the middle with getting the 2 dots in before going any further. That kind of helped me make sure that I was on track with the right spacing. So that was helpful once I figured that bit out. And the keeping the things coming into the center, that's a bit like the whole straight edge technique without actually adding an extra string. So, in case you're curious, it just a lot of times it lent itself to being available to just bring the knot inwards as opposed to either or. Arguably, it did straighten it up a little bit, a little less whatever, but even when I didn't, it turned out pretty darn nice. There is enough repetition in it that it makes it feel like it takes longer, but at the same time, it didn't seem like there was a whole lot to get each one of the little areas done. So in some ways, it didn't feel so bad, but I don't know. I guess I like bigger chunks, and I like when you get to segment bigger areas at a time. This kind of doesn't fit the bill on either of those. So it is what it is. I mean, I'm not mad. I like it. How much is there left? Right, a little bit, right? But yeah, if you make this, you can always share it with me over on Discord. You can share what you're working on or the ones you accomplished, any of that kind of stuff. So we have a Discord server to chat about stuff. I can see where I am right now is covering up what I was doing at the time, and I can see myself just it's sped up. I have no idea what I was saying at that point, but I'll. Oh yeah, I think this is getting right up to the end here, isn't it? Yeah. I started really working it to get that last bit in really nice. Okay. Hey, thank you for hanging out with me. Seriously, it makes all the difference in the world. You have no idea. So thank you for that. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with more stuff. So as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.